Good morning, students. Today I will teach you second part of skeleton system. In first video we have seen up to backbone. Now we will continue with the skeletal system chapter in video 2. So once again we will continue with the same chapter of skeleton system of class 5. Already in first video we discussed about this chapter, that is skeletal system. In skeletal system we discuss about cell form tissue, tissue form organ, organ form organ system. Then we discuss about nervous system, skeletal system, muscular system, circulatory system, digestive system, respiratory system, excretory system, and reproductive system, their main organs and their function. All this we discuss. And another thing, we discuss function of the skeleton. 3 functions we discuss. That skeleton give shape and support, protect delicate organ, help to bring about movement with the help of muscles. Then we discuss about the bone that are made by 2 minerals, calcium and phosphorus. Calcium and phosphorus. Then this structure, that is the structure of bone marrow, and this bone marrow, it is the site for the production of blood. We know bones are not solid, and these bones are filled with the bone marrow, and bone marrow, it is the site of the production of the red blood cells. Then we discussed in previous video about parts of skeleton system, in which we discuss about skull and backbone. How many bones, total bones are present in skull? Some question also I have given. So how many bones are present in skull? 22 bones, 8 bones forming upper part of skeleton system, 14 bones, they make the facial part. And skull, it is bony cage which protect over soft or delicate part of nervous system, that is brain. Then another point we discuss, that lower jaw, it is the only movable part of the skull. Afterward, we discuss about backbone or spine or vertebral column, that how many small bones are there in our backbone? 33. 33 bones, we call it as vertebrae, and single as vertebra. And these vertebrae compared by beads which are hollow at the center. So these are the beads. So see how these beads are arranged. Same way, vertebrae, 33 small bones of our backbone, these are arranged in our body like this. In the center, spinal cord get protected, and between each vertebrae, the site in between the vertebrae, cartilage is present, which help vertebrae to slide over each other, and it helps the spinal cord to bear body weight. this cartilage act like the cushion, in which sort it is flexible. This chain, same way our backbone is flexible, due to which we can do any movement with our body. These all things in previous video we discussed. Now we will continue with this chapter. Next part of our skeleton system, the ribs. See this diagram. The ribs, it have 12 pairs of curved bones. It have 12 pairs of curved bones and 10 pairs are joined with the front bone. This one is the front bone, and last two pairs of ribs are not attached with the front bone. Front bone is known as breastbone. These two pairs of ribs which are not joined with the front bone, we call these two pairs of bone floating ribs. Floating ribs. Next part, the limbs. The limbs, in which we will go through the bones of legs and the bones of arms. Bones present in the legs, we call them hind limbs. Bones present in the arm, we call them forelimbs. These bones present in the legs we call hind limbs, and upper bone of the leg, which is known as thigh, has one long bone, we call it as femur. So underline this one, femur. And femur is the longest bone of our body. Lower leg has two bones, shin bone and curve bone. Ankle and foot have 26 small bones are there. In case of bones of arm, we call them forelimbs. Upper arm has long bone, we call it humerus, which is attached with the shoulder blade. The lower arm has two bones, and 27 small bones are present in wrist and hand. 26 small bones present in the ankle and foot, 27 small bones present in wrist and hand. So you will underline this 26 small bones and 27 small bones in the wrist and hands. The upper part of the leg, thigh bone, we call it as femur. It is the longest bone of our body. The another two bones at the lower part, shin bone and curve bone. Ankle and foot having small bones. 26 small bones are present in ankle and foot. At the arm side, upper arm, which is known as humerus, lower two arms, wrist and fingers, these having 27 small bones. Joints. Joints is the place where two bones join together. Joints are the place where two bones are joined together. These bones are held together by a stretchy band, which we call ligament. What we call it? Ligament. These bones attach with strong tissue which help to join muscle with the bone. that strong tissue we call tendon. What we call? Tendon. So these two are too important, ligament and tendon, for the formation of joint. Joints. We know skeleton is hard and rigid. It can bend and move at the places where two bones are joined. So what is joint? Joints are the places where two bones are joined together. These two bones are joined together by a stretchy band, which we call ligament. So you have to underline ligament. Then muscles are attached to the bones by strong tissue called tendon. So underline these two terms in this paragraph. Now we will go through kinds of joints. Joints are classified into two groups: immovable joint and movable joint. Which two joints are? Immovable joints and movable joints. Immovable joints. Which joints? Immovable joints. Joints that do not allow. Joints that do not allow the movements of the bones. Which do not allow movements of the bones. Example: joints of the skull. Joints of the skull. These joints are immovable joints. Movable joints. Joints that allow movements of the bones. That allow movements of the bones. And cartilage is present between movable joints. Cartilage is present between movable joints. Kinds of joints: immovable joints, movable joints. Immovable joints that are present in the joints of the skull. That are present in the joints of the skull. Movable joints are hinge joint, ball and socket joint, pivot joint, and gliding joint. These are the movable joints present in our body: hinge joint, ball and socket joint, pivot joint, gliding joint. Now we will discuss these joints. Immovable joints, joints that do not allow the movement of the bones, and the joint of the skull are immovable. Movable joints, joints that allow movement of bones are called movable joint. Cartilage is present. Hinge joint. See this diagram. This one is the diagram of hinge joint, where two bones joined together. This one is representing hinge joint. Now, this joint allow movement only in one direction. When you open and close the door or window, it open or close in one direction only. Movement on in one direction. So hinge joints are present in our knee, elbow, fingers and toes. These body parts having hinge joints. Ball and socket joint. This diagram. One end of the bone is round like a ball and fitted into a hollow socket of other bone. And this joint allow movement in all direction. Hips and shoulder of human have ball and socket joint. This one, shoulder of human, it can move in all direction. Then hip, this one is the hip. This hip also having ball and socket joint. Pivot joint. This joint is present between your skull and first two vertebrae. Skull and first two vertebrae, underline this one. And it allow movement sidewise, up and down. Pivot joint is present between skull and first two vertebrae. This part, skull and first two vertebrae. It allow the movement up, down and sidewise. Gliding joint. These joints are present in wrists and ankles. These joints are present in fingers also, see, and wrist also. These joints allow bones to slide over each other. These are the gliding joints. How we can care over bones and joints? By regular exercise to stay healthy and in good shape. While sitting, standing, walking, a good posture must be maintained. Then we should have food rich in calcium, and it helps them make the bones hard and strong. And in calcium we will take milk, dairy product and other sort of food which are rich source of calcium. New words. Already in previous video I gave you homework to learn these new terms. So you have to learn it. Now we will start with exercise, book exercise. First question, food rich in calcium is dairy product. Which one? Dairy product. First, food rich in calcium is dairy product. Dairy product. Second question, the upper bone of the leg is called, answer is femur. Answer is femur. Third question, the bone of the upper arm is called humerus. Humerus. Next question, The number of vertebrae that make the spinal cord are 33. Number of vertebrae that make the spinal cord 33. Next question. The system that control all the function of the body is nervous system. Nervous system. Phillips write in book, dash is the longest and strongest bone in the body. Dash is the longest and strongest bone in the body. Answer of Phillips is femur. First answer of Phillips, femur. Second, the dash pairs of ribs are called floating ribs. Last two. Second Phillips answer is last two. Clear? Third one, the dash joint is found in the elbow and knee. That is hinge joint. Hinge joint. Written? Now, fourth. The skull protects the brain. Clear these four? First Phillips, dash is the longest and strongest bone in the body. Femur. Second Phillips, the dash pairs of ribs are called floating ribs. Last two. Third Phillips, the dash joint is found in elbow and knee. Hinge joint. Fourth Phillips, the skull protects the brain. Next Phillips, the dash is the only movable part of the skull. Fifth one, lower jaw. Sixth Phillips, the dash pairs of ribs form the rib cage. Dash pairs of ribs form the rib cage. 12. Fifth and sixth Phillips, lower jaw and 12. Lower jaw, the dash is the only movable part of the skull. Lower jaw, dash pairs of ribs form the rib cage. 12. Match up. Match the following. Do in the book, ball and socket joint, shoulder, gliding joint, wrist, rib cage, heart, backbone, spinal cord, because backbone protect spinal cord. Circulatory system, blood vessels. These supply blood throughout the body. Nervous system, brain, which control over body function. Clear matchups? Students, take your notebook and note down the question answers in your notebook. First question, see from the book. Distinguish between movable and immovable joint. Distinguish between movable and immovable joints. Write down the answer. Movable joints. Written. Joints that allow movement of the bones. Joints that allow movement of the bones. Joints that allow movement of the bones. Written. Immovable joint. Note down. Immovable joint. Joints that do not allow movement of bones. Clear? Joints that do not allow movements of bone. Second question, list the function of the skeleton. Note down the answer in your copies. Function of skeleton. First point, gives shape and support to body. Second point, protect delicate organ. Third point, help in movement with the help of muscles. Help in movement with help of muscles. Give shapes and support to body. Protect delicate organ. Help in movement with help of muscles. Third question, note down. Distinguish between tendons and ligament. Tendons and ligaments. Answer. Tendon, a strong fiber that joins bones to muscles. A strong fiber that joins bones to muscles. Okay. Ligaments, strong tissues that hold bones together at joints. Strong tissues that hold bones together at joints. Next, fourth question. Define the term joint cartilage. First one, joint, a place where two bones meet. Cartilage, a strong, elastic, flexible tissue in the body. Joint, a place where two bones meet. Cartilage, a strong, elastic, flexible tissue in the body. Fifth question. How can we keep our bones healthy and strong? Answer. First point, by regular exercise. Second point, by taking calcium rich food. By taking calcium rich food. Third point, by maintaining posture. Written beta? Okay. Next question. 4 kinds of movable joints. Write one line each, bones and hearts. In next video, we will continue with this. So you have to learn all these questions and fill-ups. Then I will give you at last some question for practice, so that you can go through the chapter once again and basically you get more knowledge about this. Thank you.